Hi to everybody, Nice back here again, and today we've got another inbox review and we're going to be looking at Gecko's British tractor 4x4 field artillery, the C8 Mark II Late. Okay, so this is 35th, and the reason we're looking at this, I thought it was quite an interesting subject really. As you can see, we've got the actual tractor itself. I don't believe what it's towing comes with it, okay, but you can add whatever artillery you'd like to this actual vehicle. Okay, we've got some nice rendering on the other side, and it comes with some photo etch and a figure, so it should be quite interesting. So without further ado, I'll put you on the overhead and we'll get cracking. Okay, so we'll start with instructions, and this is quite a thick book of instructions. Bear in mind that armour and soft skin vehicles are not really my cup of tea, so I might get some of the bits and pieces wrong, but hey ho. So on the front we've got some blurb in English, Dutch, some maybe Chinese, Japanese, Korean language. I'm not 100% certain, okay, but there's just a little blurb in there. We then move on to the inside, and you can see we've got some of the bits and pieces about what to use and all that sort of stuff. Then we've got our sprue parts list, so we've got quite a lot of sprues in here. Like I said, some photo etch. We've got the decals there and some hose. I've not seen the hose, so I'm hoping it's in there somewhere with the decals. And just checking, yes, it is. Okay, so let's get cracking straight on. So first things first, we're going to start with the engine block. So we've got the engine going together like so, okay, with the head going on. We've got all what look like the spark plugs, some other bits and pieces. Okay, we've got the engine colours, we've got the BS 381C number 223. Okay, we'll have a look at the colours later on. Then we've got what looks like the gearbox going together, and then all that going together to make up the actual engine. We've got the cooling fan on the front, the cam belt, some other bits and pieces for, it looks like a transfer box of some sort that goes to the wheels. I don't know if this is front wheeled, four wheeled or rear wheel drive. We've then got the chassis going together and the engine mounting onto the actual chassis itself, as you can see there. We've got the engine frame and then the actual chassis there, and then joining the two together to make up this part here. Moving on to the prop shaft and what looks like a potentially another sort of transfer box at the rear. Some more of the chassis rails, some more of the bits and pieces going on. We've got our towing hook, some more parts, what looks like maybe part of the exhaust system, maybe, I'm not 100% certain. Before we then move on to the actual exhaust itself, going along the fuselage, putting the spring suspension on, or should I say leaf springs suspension on the actual vehicle, before we add the rear axle and some other bits and pieces for the rear axle. We then got what looks like another prop shaft that's going on, or is that the prop shaft we made up? No, I think that's another prop shaft. Don't know what these parts are. I don't think they're where the wheels go for the mud flaps, but there's something at the rear of the vehicle which you can just see going on there. Again, some more parts going on, some bracing parts, what looks like going on the actual vehicle. It looks like potentially these parts here would slide in and out for whatever reason. I don't know what they're for. We've then got the wheel drums going on, or the hub should I say. I don't know whether the brakes are integral to that or whether this part here is meant to be the drum brake. we then got the tyres and wheels going on. We're then building, I don't know what this part looks like, another sort of gearbox going on there, and this goes, doesn't show me where it goes as yet, but there's another section that goes on the front. Yeah, by the looks for it, this is four-wheel drive, so that's another transfer box or diff of some sort with the front leaf springs going on, and again attaching to the front of the chassis. Before then we build up the wheels again for the front. We've then got some more suspension parts going on. Okay, we've got the different options for the wheels. Before then the wheels actually get attached to the chassis. Again, the wheels on there, you can have them turning left or right. We move into the cab now. Oh, this is where we start adding some of the photo etch. So you can see we've got some photo etch going on here, some grills, some plates, and what have you. The instrument panel in the cockpit, okay, going on. We've then got the steering column and another box going in. I don't know what that is. Some more photo etch going on to the steering column and the wheels, the steering wheel going on. We've got a what looks like a hydraulic tank of some sort, or water or something like that. You can see going on to the inside of the cockpit just there. This box again going on, it could be an ammo box or something like that. I'm not 100% certain. Before then, that then mounts to the chassis. We've got, I don't know whether they're spare wheels or whatever going onto there. Before we then start building up the parts to surround the frame for the engine. Okay, so we've got all these parts, and we've got the radiator going on, like so. We've got the front grille going in, and the bonnet parts with the louvers just there. And then you can see the actual main bonnet going on, and you can see we've got some springs to actually hold the bonnet in place. Again, some nice little bits going on for the lights, the kickboards to get into the cockpit. Before then we start adding the seats. So we've got the seats here, we've got the runners for the seats just there, and then those seats get mounted to the runners like so. We've got the rear of the actual vehicle going on, so you can see here, I don't know if it's going to be a flatbed or what. We've got more seats in the rear, so 4 across the back like so. Drilling some holes into the cab roof before we add some more parts, more photo etch. We have a couple of rifles that go in there as well, and some more little hatches, doors, windows going in that can open and close. A bracing strut then goes in before the soft skinned part of the actual roof goes on, so you can have it open or closed before that gets mounted to the actual vehicle. Doors going added with doors handles, and some doors to cover some storage boxes. Again, the doors on the other sides, just there. Adding some more odds and sods, some more tubes, spacing, some more, looks like a bedding roll just there. spare wheel. Some more photo etch to have some water or water jerry cans or fuel jerry cans in there. Before we've got the vehicle all built, and then we've got the actual driver and some of his personal belongings just there. And we move on to it finished, and then the actual colour call-outs. Okay, MMP, so mission models, paints, the colour call-outs across the board. So we've got that one there from the B Troop, 258 22nd London Battery, 68th 8th London Field Regiment, TA, Territorial Army, Royal Artillery, 44th Home Countries Infantry Division, North Africa, 1942. We've got one from 7th Armored Division, so this is the American one. Okay, and you can see the red right just there. This is Normandy, July 1944. And then we've got the C Troop, City of Dundee Battery, 127th Highland Field Regiment, Royal Artillery, 51st Highland Infantry, Normandy, 1944. So again, well, why have they got American stars on? I don't know. If I'm honest, I don't know. Because it says it's City of Dundee, so whether they are American names for the British ones, I don't know. And that's the instructions. So quite a comprehensive book. So first up, we've got Sprue B. Okay, so this deals with some of the plates, some of the doors, a wheel. Okay, and you can see some nice raised rivet detail on there. Okay, some fabric texture on these fabric hatches, and we've got some detail on the inside of these doors as well. So some nice sharp raised detail on there. Next up, we have Sprue D, and now we're looking at some of the leaf springs, one of those kick plates, part of the engine block, steering wheel. Again, it's all really nicely done, really fine detail, lots of parts as you can see. Okay, nothing on that side, but it all looks really nice. If you can see this engine detail, we've got some nice raised detail on there. We've got some nice detail on the leaf springs, both rear and front ones. The louvers are really nice, and those wheels that I didn't know what they were. And then on to Sprue D, more parts of the engine. Okay, we've got the oil sump just there, and again, it's all really nice detail all over. Just have to be careful taking some of these parts off the spool that you don't break them, but again, overall really nice. Then we've got the main part of the main body of the actual vehicle, so this is part of the cab. Okay, so again, some nice recessed detail, but you can add a lot of detail on the top of this with photo etch and other parts. We've got part of the gearbox. We have a part of the exhaust, and you can see it's actually drilled out, though I'd be tempted to drill that out a bit more. The kit roll that we saw in the instructions, and some of these ammo boxes and what have you. Then we've got Sprue C, okay, and we can see we've got some of the, for the grill, for the radiator it's there itself. The instrument panel, there's nothing really, no detail on the instrument panel per se, so hopefully that would be in the decals. But again, some nice detail where it's needed, some nice sharp recessed and nice sharp raised detail as and when needed. We then move on to the main body of this vehicle. Okay, so the roof part of this actual vehicle. As you can see, it's not a massive vehicle base. Okay, but I think it looked quite imposing on a diorama with some artillery pieces and stuff like that. Again, some nice raised detail, some nice recessed detail. Okay, a little bit of detail on the inside, so you can, I don't know if you can see them, but there's some nice raised rivet detail or bolt detail in there. So here we've got multiple parts. Okay, so look at one of each. So we've got some of the wheels, the outer wheel and the inner wheel. So this bit goes to the hub, and again some really nice detail in there, really sharp. One of those little bits where I wasn't sure whether it was something to do, comes out or goes in. Another hatch. Okay, and you've got two of those in this bag, obviously because there's the four wheels. We've then got three of these sprues, which are the seats. So we've got the seat cushion, and it's got some fabric type look on there, on the seat itself, and then the seat back, and some other thin little parts just going around. Next up, we've got the wheels. I'm only going to take one of these out because there are 5, and they don't look too bad, though. I'll just get something to point with. It is, you can tell with the mold it was 4/4, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 lines on there. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. So if you rotate it round, you can see that we've got where it was actually put together. There's 4 lines, which shouldn't be too hard to get rid of. Okay, just a quick sanding with them, and it shouldn't be a major issue. Wait a minute, there might be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there's about 6 actually. So this would have been 6 parts that all came together to make that part. We now got 2 more sprues. So we've got the roof, okay, either the fabric one, the closed one, or the open ones with this stretcher bar over the top, and again some nice fabric detail on the top there. And then on to the next one. Okay, just some boxes and what have you on here, some small parts. Sorry about this, being a pain in the arse. And then we've got parts of the figure. So the figure itself, okay, 2 different hats. So you've got your berry or your I can't remember, because we never had those, you see. Those hats are the side ones. Legs, arms, separate hand, a little bit of flash on this. Okay, as you can see around the heads around there. So, you know, you'd have to deal with that before. We've then got some of the kit bags, and again a little bit of flash on these. I believe these are probably another kit that they've released and they've just put in because the plastic sprues look slightly different. And then again some more pouches and helmets, okay, and a pack of binos, but again it's got a lot of flash around it, so you'd have to deal with that. We've then got the bag with the rifles in, so I'll just take one of those out so you can see the rifles. Again, we've got the actual Lee and Enfield, and then the I can't remember what that one's called, rifle just on there. We've got 2 of these sprues, so you get 4, you get 8 of these rifles, and you get 2 of those rifles with the mags for those. Clear parts. Okay, so they're the clear parts. Let's see if the main clear parts look okay, but these parts, they look, you know, they're not the best. Got some little indentations on them. Okay, these parts are really nicely done. Just you know, I thought it might be mold release, but it's not. So yeah, they need looking at. Onto the photo etch. If I can get the bag open. So in here we have the decals and the photo etch. So there we are, photo etch. Really nice, really quite thin. So it should bed down really well with some super glue. And then we have the decals just there, which look all in register and look really nicely printed. So there we are. There we've got Gecko's tractor 4x4 artillery. Okay, they've got 2 versions of this. I don't know if it's because it's a later or an earlier, but they've got ones with different markings in it. Okay, I'm assuming it's going to be very similar. It's just maybe the decals that are slightly different. There's a lot of plastic in here. There's a lot of little bits and pieces. So you'd have to take care when you are actually building this. Make sure you put it all together properly, cutting off the sprue and all that sort of stuff. But it looks a really nice vehicle. And to be quite honest, the Desert Rat one is sort of tempting me. Might be one to do in the future. Reason being, ex-army. My first proper unit was 7th Armoured Brigade out in Hona. So the Desert Rats have got quite a little bit of history for me. You know, I've got a lot of affinity for them. Anyway, that's it from me, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.